This William Lever, what was his phenomenal idea? It was this. Instead of selling his goods in bulk, Lever sold them in packets. And on the packet, he put a brand name. It was as simple as that. But it changed the shopping face of the world. In William Lever's factories, even in the early 1900s, in a world where working men and women lived in a constant dread of unemployment, he had a queer notion that if you paid people decently and made them secure in their jobs, you could produce more with shorter hours. And so, at a time when hungry children played in the Mile End Road, he had already started pension schemes, unemployment and sickness benefits, a works canteen, and the 8-hour day. 60 years ago, he built a village of fine streets and gardens for his employees, and even now it remains, a model village with amenities far ahead of its time. For Lever, on shipboard with his wife, the times meant change of another sort. His factories were growing. He needed ever more raw materials, and so he went off on many a long journey, 5 times round the world, for he would brook no sharing of his authority. He had to see for himself. (1910), the Brussels exhibition, the biggest that had ever been held. Lever, the dogged, driving industrialist, for whom the old ways were never good enough, hired trains and boats to take the whole of his factory staff across the Channel. A visit to Blackpool was an event, and here they were, the lot of them, off to Brussels. And when they got there, it was better than Blackpool could ever have been. It was a new world, a lovely, wider world in which their parents and grandparents had never taken part. How could anyone foresee that before very long they'd be going back again? The men of his factories won their medals and remembered their dead. By the time that war was over, Lord Leverhulme was a figure in the land, a man to be reckoned with. King George V and Queen Mary had visited him. Now close to 70, the working boy who had started life cutting up bars of soap for $1 a week was still looking forward to new worlds, new conquests, new adventures. As usual, being the kind of man he was, he had to see for himself. Even remote Kano, up on the old caravan route in northernmost Nigeria, and 85,000 men and women who worked for him, all over the world. All over again, it was the principle by which he had built his British factory village. Call it self-interest, but it was enlightened self-interest. Good business. Where there had been sickness and early death, he brought medicine and the promise of better health. And then he built hospitals and houses to make that promise a reality. Even now, he was not yet done. On his way home, once more, he was full of new projects, new ideas, and this time they went beyond markets and manufactures. Already, he had bought Lancaster House for the nation. He had endowed a school of tropical medicine at Liverpool University, a school of architecture, a school of Russian studies, as if he could actually see into a future that was going to stretch beyond his own. Here then is a glimpse of a remarkable man. He was the eternal merchant adventurer, and every age needs his like. People who can see and seize the opportunities around them. We too, in our newer age, need such men, with different tools, perhaps different methods, but with the same drive, the same enduring vision.